Good evening and welcome to my unboxing. Tonight I'm going to be unboxing a brand new machine. Gotcha, didn't I? Did I get you? Welcome to my channel. My name's Esther. This is Stampin Star Creations. I have got a brand new machine on the floor, ready to put on my table and ready to show you. So I hope you're ready to sit along for the ride. Strap in those seatbelts, get your fingers ready to type any questions you might have, and I'll try my best to answer them as we go along. I've left the machine in the box and I'm going to put it on the table, and I do like to get them out the packaging, but particularly for this new machine I wanted to show you how it came and what to expect when you get it. What is this machine? It is the new Stampin Cut and Emboss by Stampin Up. It's a die cutting machine and it embosses, so if you're a crafting addict out there, this machine could be for you. So there are other machines on the market, so we're going to check out what Stampin Up has in order for us. Welcome, it's lovely to have your company. Nice to have people joining me live. I'm going to turn around the camera and get the box on the table. So I did try and clear my mess, but this is as far as we're going to reach at the moment. Okay, let's get this big boy on the table. He's quite heavy. That's the first thing to notice. Now I'm going to take you even higher. So it comes in a cardboard box with the label at the front saying that it's from Stampin Up. It's a Stampin Cut and Emboss machine. This comes with this cardboard layer on top. Now the next layer is the very all-important plates that you need for the machine. So we'll get that open in a minute. I've resisted opening this all day. The only thing I did is cut open the sellotape. So then this comes out next. Nice bit of cardboard, quite high-techy and specky. Moment silence please for the machine. Here it comes. Oh, he's a little bit weighty. He's a good solid weight. Welcome to the world. Right, and then not forgetting at the very bottom of the box is the all-important handle. Now the reason probably why they didn't put the handle on, easier for packaging and manoeuvring is my guess, and then more bit of cardboard. So I just wanted to show you that process so you know exactly what you're getting when you order the machine. I will catch up on comments at the end and I'll catch up with any questions. I'm just going to try and talk through as much as possible. Okay, look, you can see the inside workings there. Comes in this, oh hello, notice this little rubber bumper there. Now I do like to kind of just take things in. I know some people are eager to see how things work and everything like that, but I'm just going to give first impressions and to kind of talk you through the overall machine. So let's get where's my magic ruler gone? It's not on the table, so we use this one. Okay, so the width is, he's about 9.5 inches across by 6 inches depth. Okay, so we've got a nice rubbery feeling. Now I'm scratching the handle because I want to know if it's rubber, and it is. It's rubber. It's a rubber handle, so nice and solid to be able to grip and to pick up. And then you've got these nice kind of chrome little accents on the side. Now you've got to fix the handle on. If I just tip it back up, we've got the, oh, it's like an embossed Stampin' Up logo. That makes it feel like luxury. And then you have that on both sides. The other thing I immediately notice is these really handy finger gaps there, and this is for pulling down the platforms in a minute. So we've got two little side bumpers here, just on one side. Not quite sure what they're for, but just noticed them. I'm going to just bear with me while I turn you around, mister. So underneath we've got these rubber gripped, nice big rubber gripped what do you call those? Suckers? They're not suckers. They're about 1 inch long. So you've got a nice surface for the base, and then you've got your screws which is holding it all together. Another Stampin' Up logo, and just their code underneath. Now this should be like a car and give you that lovely ka-chunk sound. So I'm just going to pull it down so that you've got the initial pulling out, and then you've got a, you know, when it goes ka-chung. Okay, so you're going once and then you're pushing all the way down, and the other side should do the same. So push and push. Okay, so this is the big size one, and there is a mini version of this coming out late at a later date, which we don't know yet. This particular one will be available to customers in September, but if you'd like to become a demo or join my team like me, then you can get this as part of your startup package, or you don't have to. Your startup package is up to you, which is fantastic. So nice big surface area, and it's really nice and compact. I mean, you know, you don't have to have those platforms out like you would with my Big Shot, which I will do a little comparison in a minute, but I will just bring that back. So in terms of the width, this one is just slightly wider, but obviously you can't fold this away, so it's nice and tidy. Nice and tidy. Okay, right, let's get back to the machine. How exciting. So let's get these drawers open, or doors, or whatever you, platforms I should call them. Really nice solid bit of platform there. Just ever so slightly wobbly, but you're not going to be wobbling them around because they actually touch the table. Once they're open, they actually go right down onto the table, so you're not got, you know, you've got a good hard surface. What else is there to show you? So you've got these grips along here, again similar to the Big Shot, and then on the inside, let's have a look at the workings. You've got this lovely Stampin' Up! Embossed logo. That was Embogo, embossed and logo together. And then right on the inside, you can see that inside. Apparently, like, the workings of this is like patented to Stampin' Up!, isn't it, I think? So let's get this handle on and have a look at this. So that comes in a baggie, which you've got to either, I'm going to be very careful, I'm going to cut it open. Oh, do I have to cut it? No, you don't. This comes in like a sealed bag. You don't have to cut it open. So in your baggie, you will have the handle, which we're going to attach, and it's a swinging handle because you want to crank it round on your machine. You've got a baggie which has got the Allen key, the screw and a washer, and you have a little plastic plug to just tidy it all up afterwards. So let's turn you on your side. Now, if the handle there as well, so we're just going to simply match those up. And it just sits on. It doesn't, you know, you don't have to do anything else. It will just sit on. And as you can see, you can swing that all the way around. So let's get these out. Ignoring you, I can stop. Esther loses the washer live on YouTube. Oh dear. Oh, there you are. That could have been disastrous. So the washer slips onto the little screw, so that pops down into the hole. She says a little bit tricky because you've got to kind of, but you only have to pop the small end of your Allen key into the screw, righty-tighty. I won't tell you how many years, I just didn't, I've only learned that phrase fairly recently. Come on, righty-tighty. Yes, it is tightening up. Just make it nice and as tight as it will go, and then just pop out the Allen key. And then that, ladies and gents, is ready to rock and roll. Now, just also, the handle is also rubber, very similar to the handle at the top, and it rolls around as well, so it's nice and ergonomic for when you, oh, I nearly forgot him, sorry, I'm sorry, here you go. Just popped in like that. So it almost sits flush, but it just keeps it nice and tidy in there. That shouldn't come out now. So let's have a look at what plates actually come with your cut and emboss. I'm just going to fold my machine away. Excuse me while I just ka-chung, ka-chung. Right, let's have a look at what we've got here. So these they come in this baggie with a sticky, and I'm just going to slip all these out in one go. All sticking to each other. So you've got your quick start guide for languages: English, French, German and Japanese. I've just told you how to put the handle in, so you don't need to look at that. But, you know, always worth having as a reference, I think. Now, let's see what we've got here. Thankfully, these are all numbered. Okay, so, and it's got a really nice beveled edge, so this should make it easier for when you're feeding your plates through, that they should go in nice and smoothly, because it's slightly beveled there, which means that when you push it all through, it should be nice and ergonomic to go through. You have the cutting plates. Oh, there's nothing like a brand new cutting plate, is there? So these two, nice bit of tissue paper, could do something with that. So really helpfully numbered, and they got the Stampin' Up logo on. Very posh, ladies and gents. So the number is just on one side, so easy to distinguish when you are using both sides of your plate. Number 2 is the die cutting plate for when you're using thin dies. There you go. Really useful, and it's really kind of, it's not overloaded with information. It tells you exactly what order you need to put things, and this is the main kind of cutting plate. Now there is going to be a magnetic platform available, so let me just bring in the big shot at this point and show you what we've got. I think I've got a platform already. Where are you? Okay, with the big shot platform, let's have a look. Let's compare the size. It is virtually the same size, so that's interesting. Now, please note, although other company platforms will probably fit in your Stampin' Emboss and Cut, it will jigger up your warranty, your guarantee or warranty, whatever it is. So don't go, I wouldn't personally go running through other people's things in it, in case anything should go wrong. You're scarpered. Okay, so that's interesting. They are kind of virtually the same size, and I use my magnetic platform all the time with my dies, which is really handy. Now, there's not one that comes with the dies yet, but there will be one coming out. Now, this is well loved and well used, and as you can see, the magnets are set into place on the board. So excuse me, sometimes this means, I just get some dies out to show you, that when you are going to use your dies, they tend to snap into place, especially the smaller ones. You'll find that sometimes they don't go where you want it to go, and you've got to do some rejigging around, especially when there's a paper layer in there as well. So with the new magnetic platform that's going to come out, the whole thing is going to be magnetic. Very exciting. So hopefully we won't have that problem with that. So let me just quickly check if I'm missing any questions, and I'll answer them now. The new magnetic platform will be... So Ladybug Stampin', Denise has already named hers. I'm yet to name mine. I've named my trimmer. He's called Tristan Sharp Beast. So if you've got a fantastic name for my machine, you're welcome. After the video, leave me a comment below. Do you like it? I'm yet to try it out, but yeah, first initial impressions, it's compact. It's, you know, it's a nice piece of kit. I'm looking forward to using it. Everyone's going to name theirs the Boss. I'm just catching up to see. Can you tell me how many inches tall? Yes, certainly. Oh, look, here's my ruler. Okay, so it stands at about 6 1/8 tall, not including the handle. So I would say, including the handle, you're probably looking at about 7.5 inches tall. Any more? I'm waiting until the magnetic plate is available to get this. Yes. So the reason why I needed to get a new machine was because I don't have the embossing plate for my Big Shot. So I was like, you know, kind of needed a new machine. So let's, because I didn't have any embossing folders, I've just gone ahead and ordered some. I've put this die set out because it's got a detailed die that I want to try cutting out. So let's road test this baby, shall we? And see what we can do together. I've not prepared for this, but I will find some card. The other one I've got, this one here. So I've got this lovely underwater seabed. These are 3D. This is 3D. And this is 3D. So I've got all of those are 3D embossing folders. Okay, so how do I do this? Number 1, using with thin dies. Number 2, using with thin dies. So do not use with embossing folders. So that's fine because I'm going to do my die cutting. And then we need these plates here. So we need 1, 2 and 3 so far. Now what's the next thing is a piece of card, which I didn't prepare, but I'll grab a piece here. Now, you know when you things and you don't want to test it? That's me right now. I'm like, no, I don't want to spoil it. I want to sit and stroke it a little bit longer, but it's the whole point, isn't it? So let's that bang in the middle, shall we, of my paper. It obviously won't snap in place because it's not magnetic, so you just got to position that. If you want to, now's a chance to get some washi tape on it to keep it in position. So this is a really quite a detailed die. And now this, I think this is not a cutting surface. This is for my 3D embossing, I think. I had this all rehearsed, and then so then I'm going to match up my number 3 on top. Let's see if we can crank the baby through. Okay, so you've got a little bit of tension now that the die is going in, and a bit more tension. I'm having to push a bit harder to... Oh, my fan's decided to kick in by itself. And then that's the clunk to say that it's come at the other end. Let's switch that off. Although I am literally sweltering, I will carry on. Right, let's have a look at this. So do expect to have markings on your cutting plate. Is this? That's just literally got, just because I really left too much of a mark on there. I'm trying to show you. So you might be able to see a bit of shadowing. Now, this might not have gone through because it's a detailed, very detailed die. So I'd expect to maybe roll that through again. I'm hoping, now I think there might be another plate to go with this. Somebody will have to let me know. So that hasn't actually cut out all the way through. So shall we run it through again? Let's give it another go. I think there is a speciality plate coming that helps with the disc. Can somebody just confirm that for me? Oh, who's given me a super chat? Oh, Wanda, thank you. And just checking on messages. If you'd put the die in lengthways, then it would have been easier to wind through. Thank you. Hi Esther, there's a thin adapter plate. Is that's extra, presumably? Let's try it. Let's turn it this way round. See if that helps. So that fits nice and snugly back on there. Just pull these out again. Use a paper shim. Well, I'm going to try without because I do think there is another. Oh, it's so oh, it's much smoother. Okay, there's no kind of tension against the die there. So Kay was right. That was much smoother, and that's actually cut away from the back of the card. And yeah, maybe it was the way I was doing it. Maybe I just needed to run it through in the other direction. Plate 1, 2, and 2. Plate 1, 2, and 2 number 3s. That's what I did. That's interesting. So cutting it through lengthwise rather than horizontal made a big difference there. So shall I try that again? But we'll do it first time round, and I'm just scraping the excess. So this is just Whisper white cardstock, so it's slightly thinner than our regular cardstock. Do that again. I'm going to go this way around, see what happens. Plates are base 1, adapter 2, cutting 3, card, then die plate 3. Specialty plate and magnetic plate due soon. So I'm doing it right, aren't I? I should be the one telling you, not the opposite way round. Oh yeah, that definitely cranks through a lot more easily. So I'm going to this off, that's once. And look, that time it took them all off. So that's really interesting. So just bear that in mind when you're running through your read instructions. Nessa, we don't read instructions. So in order to help your plates and to preserve them, you want to be putting the dies in different if you can. Base plate, next plate, then 2, die, then number 2. There's only one number 2. You only get one number 2 there. So I think there is a speciality. So let's try embossing. What do we need for embossing? Everyone's trying to like translate to me what the order should be. I didn't need to run that one through twice. That would pop out nice. I can see the cutouts have come out nice and easily, making confetti here. Right, let's have a look. Using with thin dies, using with standard embossing folder, using with 3D. Now, I have got I think this is a standard one. This is a normal embossing folder. So we want 1 and then, oh, just 3 and 3. Nice and easy. Okay. So let's just try that with a couple of these. Now, these are, look, they fit through in width ways. So that's handy to know. It's the right for the embossing folders to go through. So I can do 2 in one go. Look at this. She says ambitiously. So we've got number 1, 3, embossing folders. Kate telling me to run the hinge end through first. I know you're supposed to do that. I'm going to be a bit of a rebel, Kay. Because it means that I can, if I want to make a card where the embossing is the width, then I can. So that's why I'm doing it, being a rebel. You are supposed to put it through hinge first. Look at that lovely impression. Beautiful. Right, let's try. What did they say? If you have a grey plate, that's the speciality plate. This speciality plate is for 3D folders. This isn't for your dies. I think this is just for the 3D folders. So for our 3D, you need number 1. So you don't even need these clear ones. You're going to have number 1. And then somebody said about the magnetic plate. Cheryl, I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it, but it is exactly the same size, and I have seen in somebody else's video that they have tried the magnetic plates, but if you do use other ones in the machine, you're not guaranteed with your warranty, so I'm just going to hold out. If you need embossing, use number 1. It tells you all here, so if you ever need a reference, it's on there. I'm desperate to see what this lovely underwater one looks like. Using up all my matte and layering card. Okay, so I'm going to be a good girl now, okay, and I'm going to feed it hinge first. So base, number 1 plate, then embossing folder with your paper in it, and then number 4. So that's super easy. And it tells you on the plates, you know, if in doubt, it says it's not a cutting surface. So it's clearly for emboss. Oh, hello. That's nice and smooth. So you just get a little bit of tension as expected, but you can crank it through. No problems. Oh, I'm excited to see this. Wow. Can we just have a moment? Look at that detail. Wowzers. Can I look at the coral? The coral. That's incredible. This is going to be my new thing, people. Embossing folders. Right, let's do another one. What else did I... Oh, let's do the brick wall. Where's the brick wall one? Here it is. Brick and mortar 3D embossing. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. I could really do with some scrap pieces of card. Let's see if we can just grab out a colour a minute. Bit of crumb cake walls. Okay. If you want to deboss, well, it doesn't matter because you run it through the machine, but sometimes it matters. Like if you're doing foil. Where did I put that piece of foil just now? Where are you? Oh, here. Oh, there's one piece. Right, we'll do foil in a minute. Okay. So I'm going to make this run through in reverse. You don't have to keep pushing the plate back through. You can roll it from the other end because of that amazing handle. So nice and easy, crank it through. I'm just going to hold it steady. It does take a little bit of cranking, so I'm going to put my pressure onto the top to stop it sliding. And it will pop, but that's okay. That's just telling me that the plates have come out and we're finished. Let's just bring you up a touch and whoa, it looks like I'm staring at a brick wall. So cool. Now the great thing about this embossing folder, look, there's some bits that stand out and the rest, but the detail, when have you ever seen such detail in embossing folders before? I mean, I don't know if you could get that. Well, I wouldn't like to say, but let's just say Stampin' Up do an amazing job, don't they? Right, I'm in my element, can you tell? Right, there was just another one. Look, I'm in a right on pickly here. Pickles. Oh, we've got to do the foil. I'd like to do the foil. Let's do the foil with this one. So this is a really nice texture. So we had the Subtles embossing folder, and that gave a really nice kind of canvasy texture. This gives you almost like a linen texture, apparently. So they say. This is my first time trying it. I've missed a comment there. Mist it with water and wowzer. So if you want an even deeper impression, yes, you're right, thank you, Cheryl, you can mist it with water. And we sell these really brilliant handy water spritzers. And if you spritz your card beforehand, but I mean, you don't even need to spritz it with water. That's just if you want to have your card give it a bit more give, and maybe just even ever so slightly more impression. But to be honest, I don't think there's much in it. So let's go again. So just, look, easy steps, easy steps. This is the new foil paper. On part of this paper, I have got some sticky back adhesive. No problem at all. Run through it nice and smooth, and it gives you that clunk to let you know when it's finished. It might cut through the paper too. Yeah, so Cheryl was saying that sometimes with maybe some of the lined embossing folders, particularly, you might have cutting, like sometimes it cuts through. But this, I mean, look at the deboss. I would happily have that as wallpaper. I can't wait to play with that. Let's have a look at this foil. Won't leave you in much more suspense. Oh, wow. I mean, look at that. Look at that texture. That does look a bit like, what's that material called? Something tooth. And this is on that lovely kind of coppery paper in the new catalogue, the autumn winter catalogue. So obviously that would look different. Oh, you know what I wanted to try with that. I went and put it away. The other day I made this paper. If you want to see this, I've got an idea of how I made this. But I'd like to... Okay, I'm going to chop this down. I'm going to be a good girl again. Listen to my K. Houndstooth, thank you. Who said houndstooth? Wanda, thank you for that. Welcome, Ella. Thank you for joining me. So we're going to run through my pretty paper. It looks like crocodile skin. It could be anything you want to. Anything you want. So this... Oh, look, I'm in a right old pickle. I was going to tell you what it's called, but I've got... Here we go. It's the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. Dotted Swiss. Look, you all got your own names for that. We could have a competition to see how many names we can come up with. So this is one that I made earlier. And I've stamped this myself, so you can create your own background paper. And I'm putting it in my embossing folder. So I want it this way up. So remember I was talking about you want the emboss to show this way up, and you want the pattern to show upwards. Then we're going to put our plates back in. Now this is, yes, it's a 3D one, so this goes next, followed by number 4. Here we go. Oh, Linda, you've changed your name. We've all got used to Stampin' Yama. Right, again, it's got a little bit of give, but that's just to make sure that it does squash through those layers. You get a nice impression. Please welcome Ella. It's her first time on my live. We give a warm welcome to those. Oh, sorry, I just saw the paper. Wow. So this is all about crafting. I've just got my hands on this brand spanking new machine, Ella. Sorry, knocked the stand. This is a new machine that cuts die cut shapes, which are like metal pieces, like this. And where's my little sample gone? Okay, so that shape will cut you out this pretty lacy paper. And it not only just cuts those things, but it will also, if you run through these folders, it will also emboss on here as well. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Now, I've just run that through the machine, and this particular embossing folder, well, it doesn't look like paper, does it? It looks like canvas or something. Now, if you do look closely, it does look a little bit dog-toothy. But I can see little characters in there. It looks like little penguins and little creatures. Don't stare too much at the paper, don't get distracted. Now, the other one I was telling you about, she's looking for it, she's looking, is this one here. Cheryl's asked the question, what is the heaviest material you have cut so far? Have I tried leather? Cheryl, first time I've used it. I have seen a fellow demonstrator cut felt. It will cut felt, although sometimes it will leave a few bits of attachments on. So it will cut through felt. Have I got any? I did have some thick leather. I'm just trying to think. I don't know if it will cut through fabric. Okay, could you just answer Ella's question for me? Thank you. I'd rather no cursing on my channel, please. It is, although it is, I tend to have it, it's not suitable for under 18s. I'd rather not, if that's okay. Felt, have I got felt? Not to hand, but yes, it can cut through felt, but like I said, it will leave a few attachments. So this is the subtles one that I was telling you about. This also, is this 3D as well? No, this is the thick one. This is the double thick one. So this is going to be interesting. I wonder what I need to use for that. I'm not going to test it out now. I'll leave that. Now, I would normally, I will turn around the camera, but I'm a bit of a hot mess. It's been such a warm day today in the UK. So there you go. Let me know what your thoughts. Have you got any questions? It won't cut leather. I think that the thing is, you've got to bear in mind that it is kind of designed for die shapes or those thin metal shapes. That is what it's more designed for than other things. So yeah, just be careful. It is a new machine, so I wouldn't go running through, you know, experimenting too much with too many materials. How does it compare to the Big Shot? Well, it's obviously a cutting and embossing machine like the Big Shot is. It does feel smoother. Does it move for you? It does, because I'm on my paper. But I think if I took my paper away, when it's on a table surface, I'm giving it a good push, and it's got a really good grip onto the table. So it's only because I'm on paper that the paper is sliding. Okay, but it has got a very good grip. Designed for easy storage. I mean, that really to show you. I tend to have my trolley next to me here with my Big Shot positioned on top. So I'm sorry, Beast, but you're just going to have to, I don't know where to relegate it to. I'm going to put it in the box. Is this the larger machine? I heard there were 3 different sizes. There's going to be 2 different sizes. So, I mean, look at the difference. I mean, I could have that open all the time, but it's great to just keep it dust free if it's folded up. It does take up, if you've got one of these trolleys, you can see that it does take up most of the space, but it is the kind of thing that you can pack up compactly. I could probably even put it in one of my, you know, if I wanted to store it away, I could do that. If it accepts steel rule dies, then it should cut leather material as well. Thank you. Right, apologies for whatever state my face is going to be in when I turn the camera around. Okay, it's not. If you already answered this, excuse me, but does the old Big Shot work with the new embossing folders, the thick ones, do you know? Let me just read that again. Does the old Big Shot work with the new embossing folders? Okay, the 3D embossing folders, I'm with you. You need a special 3D plate for your Big Shot, and that's what I didn't. In hindsight, maybe I should have purchased it. It's not this one. I got these colour plates because I wanted nice colour plates, but it's like a blue colour 3D plate, which isn't available anymore from Stampin' Up. They did sell it. It's more like this colour, and it looks like a plate, but it's a blue plate you want for your 3D embossing folders with your Big Shot. But, you know, if you are at the point of wanting to invest in a new machine or haven't got something quite like this, then it does cut out other company dies as well and embosses other companies. So I just got a disclaimer that for you. you can turn the trolley tray back around and store it inside the tray. I like that. So I have actually turned the top of my tray, so it comes with 3 trays, and I've turned this one upside down in order to have it as a cutting platform, which is quite handy. Any more questions before we go? Thank you for those thumbs up. It's really nice to see. Nice to have your company tonight. I'm not usually on at this time. I'm usually on a Tuesday evening, but I had to do a special unboxing. I have got some more product as well. So, but I don't want to show that now because I want to keep this solely for the new machine. So if people are catching replay, they can hear all about the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Has anybody got any more questions that I might have missed earlier? I'm just checking. Please do ask now. You're welcome. Gina says, thank you for sharing your new toys. Is it lighter than the Big Shot? Now, I know that Denise had this question. If anything, I think it's slightly heavier. Let's test. I could do my weights. I reckon if I shut my eyes, it's slightly heavier, but you've got to think that it's more compact. So if something's like if you're carrying like a heavy ball or a weight, it's going to be heavier. Whereas if the weight is spread out a bit, it might feel lighter. Does that answer the question? Oh, Wanda, it's nice that you could catch my live. I haven't named it yet. I'm going to maybe have a naming ceremony. Yeah, not much in it, but it's quite weighty. If you have dexterity problems or like trouble carrying stuff, they are going to come out with a smaller version, exactly the same, but just a smaller version, which will fit through those, my desk, this size. That will be the width of the mini. So I am thinking of getting the mini as well to go with the mummy emboss and cut. So, you know, you probably can't see that. But if you can imagine, like, it'd be that will be the platform size feeding that through. So if you've got any grand names, please leave it after the video. Leave me a comment afterwards to let me know if you've got a name for my new cut and emboss. Denise says she noticed there's no gaps where the roller is, like the Big Shot has. I think the gap is bigger. Hello. Did you mean in between? It looks better quality than the Big Shot. It definitely feels a lot more sturdier and it chunkier, so a lot more substantial. I'm trying to figure out what Denise means because there's a gap in there as well. Did you wave at me, Ellie? Hello. On the sides of the round. And this is where we're going to spend all evening trying to find the gap that Denise is talking about. No, I don't understand. You have to tell me after inside. I've looked inside. Any more questions before I head out? Thank you so much. Don't forget you can subscribe to my channel and catch me actually crafting and making things. Maybe I should come on and do something with all these lovely embossed sheets I now have. I'm so excited. So now means I can get some embossing folders. Aren't we all just going to call it the Bossy Cut, says Tashana. I don't know. I have to think of a special name. Right, if there's no more questions, I want to thank you so much for coming on. You can just give me a thumbs up on the way out if you like. That's fine for me. And do let me know your name of what you would call the machine. Kay says, I think the new machine weighs just over £8. I don't know what that is in stones and pounds. Oh, £8. All right, I get you. So, okay. the boss. So I've got the beast and now the boss. So leave me your suggestions afterwards. Nice to see you. Catch me on Tuesday around about 9:15 over here on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook, so you can catch me live on a Tuesday at 8:30. Lovely to have your company. Thank you so much for your interaction and your questions. If you've got any more questions about the machine, again, please leave them in the comments after the video. Thank you for watching. Take care and have a good weekend. Bye bye.